Okay there YouTube, Travis here. So we're taking a look. According to Amazon, the aftermarket front valence is $37 shipped, and this is a big piece of steel. So I can't imagine their margins for profit here. They're probably pretty low. Here's the so-called OEM Toyota one for $91 with Amazon Prime. But when I looked at it, we have one here for used and new. This is a used, very good condition part, apparently, shipped from an Amazon warehouse, and with Prime for 27 bucks for supposedly this OEM part. Well, curiosity has the best of me. We're going to go ahead and order this, and we'll see what shows up. And just 2 days later, the bumper valence is here. Let's go ahead and cut this thing open and see what we're dealing with. I really want to know if this is actually OEM Toyota, or if it's a return, or if it's got bumps and dings and dents in it. We'll find out. Okay, let's see what we're looking at here. Another box. So at first glance, this thing looks pretty good. Well, this is a fit. It looks identical, and it looks in pretty good shape. The only thing I can see is way over here. Got some paint imperfections on the inside that nobody sees. Maybe that's why Amazon has this as a like new, but other than that, this thing should look pretty brand new once we get it thrown up here. So here's the nice part. We got 1, 2, 3 mounts on top, and then 2 on the bottom. So it's kind of neat looking under here. At least I think it's kind of neat. We see the upgraded front shocks here on the front. We can even look up here and see that rubber mount up there is a little cracked and dry rotted, which is no fun. We can look up through here, see pretty easily our AC accessory pulley, and this thing spins nice and free, so there's a chance that might be an easier fix than I initially thought. And we're looking in underneath here, and we got 1, 2, there's a third one up there too. We just gotta finagle a wrench in there and get those bolts out. Well, we're halfway there, one side off, now to do the other. Valence is off, and this is the difference. 25 years will make. The original one up top and the new replacement there on the bottom. This should look pretty nice. Now I'm just popping these plastic pieces out that the screws go into and then transporting them over to the new bumper. If I had thought ahead, I would have bought some replacement ones and not bothered with this, because these are pretty old and brittle, and this is not the most fun thing, but they are coming out. Okay, we're coming together. I just got the 2 bolts underneath done first, and already that makes a huge difference. I will say I had to peel back the splash guard here to get at this, and some of these bolts under here, man, they were just not the most fun, but here we go. Get the rest of them in. Okay, one of the final steps here is getting this splash guard back in here. Went ahead and popped this push pin style connector out, and just gotta get this felt back in there, and we'll be all finished. Okay there YouTube, well, we've got this Silent Hill style fog setting in here, but this bumper valence looks pretty good. It ain't perfect. There's a tiny, this is like the most minor things you can see because you installed it, but the gap here is a little bigger. It's not perfect, but man, that is light years ahead of what was on there. Alright, that just looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and jump in the cab and see where we're at on this checklist. Okay there YouTube, well, slowly but surely we're making some progress here on this list. Next weekend, I'm hoping to go ahead and get the odometer fix done. We'll tear apart this dash. We'll go ahead and see what it takes to go ahead and get that odometer fixed, as I've been talking about here for a couple weeks now. We went ahead and got, last week, the windshield reservoir for the washer fluid installed. We went ahead and replaced that front valence today. There's still a few other things I'm considering here doing, but so far the steady progress, we've been able to maintain it. There's a YouTube mechanic out there. His name is Kent Bergsma for Mercedes Source. And whenever he starts projects, he always talks about also, fixing up the cosmetics as well as the mechanicals. There's not that many mechanicals I need to fix on this truck, but I think the cosmetics are important too, because when you can stand back and look at something and be proud of it, of how it looks, that makes the difference too. All right, there, YouTube. Well, until next time. So as I'm breaking down the enormous box that bumper valence came in, postman just came by with my gauge clusters, my gauge cluster assembly, I should say. So I can't start it today because it's starting to get dark out here, but man, I am really excited to tear into this next.